I am in a town, a couple towns away from where I live, and I stopped over here because there was two houses I wanted to try to get permission on, and the one house there was nobody home. The other house said yes, but not today, so I should have that sometime next week. They asked me if I can come back then, and then they would allow me to do it. So I was turning around to go back to another place, and I found this. This is an empty lot, probably an old flood house, and as you can see, it's just a little bit empty. There's some pine trees out here. I believe this is a front yard. There's some rock right there, so I think the foundation of the house would have been right in here. And I looked it up. It's owned by the town, so it's fair game, the public access place. So there's an old sidewalk going in here. I don't know how old it is, but I dug a few pieces of trash, but just found a 1955 wheat penny. Front side's a little bit toasted. You can barely make out the O for 1 cent, but it's a good start. At least we know it's old enough to maybe have some silver in here, maybe some mercs or something. So we're gonna work on this a little bit and see how it is. I don't know if it's ever been detected before or what, but that wheat penny is a good start. So all right, hopefully there's some more. We'll see you on the next. All right, I usually don't record these things, but I don't know how this is going to turn out, if this is going to be a really good place or not. I'm liking the looks of this big old tree right there, and like I said, I think this is all part of the front yard, and there's a piece of stone right there. I don't know if that's an old stone foundation that was knocked in or what, but I just got this, and it's an old spoon handle, but it's kind of ornate. At first I thought it was pewter. I don't think so, but it's gonna be a little bit older, so we'll see if that tells us anything. I know absolutely nothing about this. I don't know how old the house was that was here, anything at all. So all right, well, a spoon handle or a fork handle there, but we're gonna keep going and see what comes up. See you on the next find. All right, it's been a little bit since that last clip with the spoon handle. I switched locations. I'm actually just down the road from where I was. There's another big old field here that was a flood property. I looked on the old maps. There was an old Victorian house in here. It's actually on the Google Street View. It's still on there, but obviously now it's gone. But again, the township owns this, so able to dig here. This would have been the front yard area, and where that tree stump is. I think the house was sitting right in here from what I can make out. A lot of trash in here. It's very hard to do anything, but did get an interesting relic there. Piece of a crucifix there. Missing the bottom half, but still something to show. From the picture from the Google Street View, there was a lot of junk and debris and an old iron fence in here, and I'm hitting a lot of it. It's very hard going, but let's see if I can tease out an older coin. I already picked up some clad. I went along what I figuring is the side yard here, but I'm going to continue to go through here a little bit and see what happens. So hopefully there'll be more. See you on the next. All right, guys, new day now. I just got permission on this property here. Supposed to have been built in the early 1900s, but I'm thinking it might be a little bit older than that. I got this front yard here, decent size, a little bit around the side over there, and there's an old outhouse in the back. This small part of the house was added on, but that's the original structure there. So all right, hopefully there's something here. I even got a little bonus. I got a picture from the homeowner of the original owner of the house, you know, standing outside. So I'll try to throw that in at the end. All right, we'll see you on the first find. All right, not too bad so far. I found about 4 or 5 wheat pennies and just come up through the front. That's the addition. This is the house. But I got this here, and I'm not even sure if it is anything. I mean, it looks like a coin or a token, but on the back side, it's got some crustiness on it. Like you see, it's like almost attached to it. So I'm not sure exactly what this is going to be, but we'll get it cleaned up when I get home and see if we can't make out some more details on it, see if we can ID it. But all right, 4 or 5 wheat pennies in, so chances are good here, so we'll see what happens. All right, see you on the next. Well, how's that for some dumb luck? You can see my gear right there. I had a signal there, and it's almost out of the ground. I'm getting close to it. I don't know if you can tell, but right on the ground, right next to it, I just disturbed a yellow jacket nest in the ground. And it's funny because the last time I was out at that house that you're going to see in the next clips, I got stung by a bee on the hand, and it bothered me for like 3 days. It was itching like crazy. And now I've got a bunch of yellow jackets just came out of the ground. So I'm going to wait for these guys to calm down, try to get my signal out real quick and get away from this area. I actually had to drop my gear. They were swarming out. But my plug, or my hole, is right there. And right next to it is where they're coming out of. I don't know if you can see that. I'm sure you can see the little things buzzing around. But oh well, I guess it's a occupational hazard. We'll see what happens here. All right, see you on the next. All right, bees are still over there. Kind of had to leave them be for a little bit. But my next find, nothing spectacular, not you know, precious or anything, but looks like a little chain ring. Probably like a kid's little junker thing, but there might be something on it. I'm not sure. But I'll definitely get it cleaned up. We'll take a look at that in the wrap up. But it's a find. Also picked up another 2 wheat pennies between here and there, so you know, chances are still good. So all right, we'll see you on the next. All right, next find. I'm not sure what this little thing is here, but it's got a screw hole there. I'm wondering if that's, I don't know, maybe an ornate piece on a gun, or, well, you know what, I'm not sure. But it does have a hole in the center there. Oh, I'll get it cleaned up. We'll take a look on the wrap up, but I don't know, something interesting. See if we can't find out a little more about it. All right, next find, pretty interesting. Be a flat button, but it's concave. I don't think I knocked that shank off, but little concave flat button there. Maybe a little coat button or something. Pretty cool. I'll get it cleaned up and see if there's any writing on it, but I'm still out in the front trying to beat the rain. I don't know if it's going to rain on me or not, but it's getting pretty cloudy. So, all right, we'll clean this up, show you on the wrap. It looks like there might be some lettering on there. I can see a circle around that shank. So, all right, we'll clean that up. We'll see you on the next. All right, still at it. Next cool find. Found a part to an oil lamp. There's the wick adjuster. Wick would have went up through there. I don't know if it's, you know, like an older 1800s. This might be a little bit later. Not sure. I'll have to get it cleaned up, see if there's a patent date on that wheel. But at least it's something. It's a relic. But all right, we're gonna keep going. Got a little bit more of the front left, and then I'm gonna make a couple passes in the back and see what happens. All right, see you on the next. Okay guys, this is the wrap up on those last couple of hunts you saw. Actually, I've been a little bit behind. I'm an avid deer hunter here in Pennsylvania. I do a lot of archery hunting, and this is actually a month late. Those hunts were about a month ago, and I'm just doing the wrap up now. So apologize for that. Been doing a lot of archery hunting. Wasn't able to get any shots. I've had a couple of good encounters with some deer, but it was just nice to be out in the woods. But anyway, let me jump right into the wrap up and show you what I found. In that one clip, one of the first clips there, you saw me pull out this crucifix. I had found this part, and then not too far away, I found the other two parts of it. So that was kind of cool. So that would have been on a wooden cross there, you know, modern, but still a find. Found a padlock, not too old, some miscellaneous stuff, bullet casing there, a little valve stem, chrome cover there, some bits and pieces of some older metal, maybe from an old screen door where the old handle would have been, an old snap button, same with that. This was the spoon handle that I found. Not incredibly old, just an older spoon or fork handle. I did get one wheat penny. You can see that side is completely wiped, but the other side you were able to make a date off of it, 1955. And that was the only wheat that I found there. I did find a few clad coins between those two lots there. Those were just torn down flood properties. The town that I was in, I was able to look them up real quick and see that the town owned them. So figured, why not? Let's see what was there. But that was the first that first day of hunts that I did, just those two lots. And then the second one was the older house. I'm not sure if it was built in the late 1800s. The lady told me it was the early 1900s. And I have a picture I'm going to throw in at the end. She brought a picture out that showed one of the, I don't know if it was the original owner or one of the early owners out in front of the house. It's actually pretty cool. I love when you know, homeowners or landowners or whatever have some old stuff to go along with the story, you know. So I'll show you that in a minute. That'll be the first picture up when I show you the pictures at the end of the wrap up. But anyway, while I was there, I did get this oil lamp piece. I don't know if you can see. I'll try to bring that up for you a little bit. There you go. You see the center dot there. You see around it there is some patent dates on it. The earliest two patent dates that I saw on it were September 16th, 1862 and August 9th, 1864. And there were some other dates on there too. I don't know why they would stick so many patent dates on there, but like I said, that earliest one was 1862, so that's kind of neat. And that's just the wick adjuster knob there. Just another piece of where the wick would have went through. Part of the different little pieces of the oil lamp there. I did get this. At first I thought it was a hammer for a real gun, but as you can see, that's this is where your thumb comes up and clicks back. That's a hammer for a cap gun. It's very light. The outside plating on it is flaking off there, but that's just the handle for a cap gun there, the hammer for the cap gun. But this is a little piece of a fishing lure, nothing big there. I did get some clad out of the yard. See a couple of quarters, dimes, nickels, bunch of pennies there. This was that little bracelet thing that I dug up. It's not even a bracelet. I think it was meant to be a ring. Not precious or anything. Couldn't notice any kind of detail or writing on the front of it here. So it's just a little junker, but again, it's a find. In one of the first clips, oops, sorry about that. In one of the first clips I showed you, I had found this thing, and I said it looked like a coin, but I wasn't sure. It had a lot of junk on the back of it. Well, I put this under some electrolysis to get all the gunk off the back, and I think this is just some solder. So this was soldered onto something, and could be anything. I don't know about old. It could be modern. It's heavy. It's heavier than it's a little bit bigger than a nickel there. It's heavier than a quarter, but I have no idea what that might have been. I did find that one old concave button. There is some writing around the outsides there, but I can't make any of it out. If I had to guess, this is an older button, which is why I said I think the house might have been a little bit older, or at least the property was, because if this has that writing around it, this falls into that period of time between like the 1820s and 1840s where we were getting a lot of buttons that were made in England and imported over to us. It was before we really had much of a button industry. So it could be older. But that was the only, if anything, I'd say that was the oldest thing that I found on the property there. So I did get this piece. I thought it was maybe an ornate piece off of the stock of a gun, maybe, or maybe some kind of escutcheon plate. I don't know. It's got a little bit of weight to it. I don't think it's brass, though. I would think that if it was off of a real gun, it would be heavier and be made out of brass, but I may be wrong. But that was the impression that I got, that this was like on the side of a stock or up by the magazine somewhere, just as a decoration. But anyway, I did get 14 wheat pennies out of that yard, so that's the old coins. Now the top three, pretty much wiped. I couldn't get any dates off of these, but I was able to date a bunch of them. So starting from there's a 1928, a 1930, a 1942. There's two 1944s there, 1948, 1949, and then a 1951D, a 1952, 1952D, and 1953D. So those were the wheat pennies. All in all, not a bad hunt. No silvers on this last trip. But, it's not always about finding the silver coins, although we all love to find them. Sometimes, you get what you get. As you saw in that clip, too, I had a little surprise. I disturbed a yellow jacket nest there, and they were all swarming out. Thankfully, I didn't get stung, because a couple of days before I took that clip, on the video, it might be the video before this or the one before that, I was at the old Victorian house. It was a yellow house. It's where I found that really cool old buckle. And I got stung by a bee when I was there, and then a couple days later, I disturbed another nest, so didn't need that headache. But all right, so after this, when I show you, the first picture is going to be that picture that lady gave me of the house. Well, she brought it out, and I was able to take a picture of it, of the owner out in front of the house, and that's pretty cool. That was before the addition was put on it, so check that out. That's pretty neat. And I do have another couple of small clips. As you saw in my last video, I did finally get my simplex, and I was able to bring it out this weekend. Just for a short hunt in one of the old cornfields that I do. You'll see, what I found on that. I'm still learning the machine, obviously. A lot to learn when you pick up a new machine. You need hours and hours of a swing time to really get a feel for your machine, So going forward, I'll be using the simplex a lot, and hopefully that'll help me find even more targets. It's a great machine. It's got more features than what I'm using now on the 400, the Garrett Ace 400 that I use. Don't get me wrong, that's a great machine. I have found everything that I've ever showed you in videos, I have found with that machine. So it is a good machine. It finds stuff. But to me, the simplex is an upgrade, and hopefully going forward, we'll start finding some more things. It's the end of the season. It's going to be getting cold now, so I don't know how much I'm going to be getting out, but we're going to try to get out as much as I can. So, all right. Until next video, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. This COVID madness is just crazy. So stay safe. That's no joke out there. And happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you on the next hunt. Thanks for watching. Take care.